Think back to your school days. For some of you, that was yesterday. For others, that may have been about 50 years ago. Remember that distracting, obnoxious noise coming from the back of the classroom? Well, that would have been me. Everyone may know me as the loud, wild, and hilarious hero. But back in the old days, like 4th and 5th grade, I was quiet and shy. The only time I was myself was when I drummed. All my teachers would get annoyed with me. I used to drive Miss Babjani crazy. I drummed on everything. I drummed on the desk, on the walls, and the keyboards, especially during Academy Arena. I started drumming when I couldn't understand what the teachers were saying. I couldn't focus if they were just lecturing. It didn't make sense with all that information. So I just zoned out and started drumming. Being at Siena seemed overwhelming at first, but with my teacher's help, I started to learn more about the school. Since my drumming was distracting to my teachers and the kids in my class, Miss Eva tried giving me a fidget. She gave me a stress ball. I threw it up in the air and bounced it back and forth in my hands. Miss Eva suggested I should drum on my leg quietly. My elementary teachers made the class fun, so I didn't drum as much. We did things like the long division dance. Divide, multiply, subtract, compare, bring down. I like that we didn't always stay seated in class. I started to learn a lot. I will always remember Miss Eva saying, don't use because or but to start a sentence. My teachers were some of the best teachers in the world. Even though my drumming still drives my teachers crazy, it's my passion. I see everything as music. For example, if someone is tapping their pencil on the table, I would just start going along with the beat they were making and adding my own rhythm to make it sound like music. People began to realize I couldn't stop. My parents supported my drumming by buying me drum sets and getting me drum lessons. At school, I worked on my drumming too, but I tried not to drum in class so much, even though I still do. I started to play in the Siena school band. I would watch other kids play the drums and copy them to learn new moves. Mr. Pfeiffer let me drum in homeroom every day. It was so awesome. He would teach me new rudiments, which are new drum patterns. I also set goals for myself. Essentially, I want to be like Animal from the Muppets and start my own band. I will achieve my goals by taking lessons and practicing. Although it's unlikely to truly be like Animal, considering he's a red-headed Muppet, I still will never give up on my dreams to be a better drummer and start my own band. I believe I will accomplish my dreams because I'm very determined. From the time I was born, I was determined and a little stubborn. When I was 6 weeks old, I had a cerebral hemorrhage. Most doctors said I would die or not be able to talk or walk, but my parents never gave up on me. The doctor put a shunt in my head and I lived. They messed up the right side of my brain, and now I write with my left hand. But that never stopped. I may struggle with focusing sometimes and have dyslexia, but I am determined to get through school. I have learned that there are other ways to do things in life. Just because things are done differently doesn't mean it's wrong. Siena taught me that. If I hadn't found the Siena school, I would still have drummed in class, but never learned anything else. I would have never made it through the 4th grade. Let me tell you that much. Siena taught me how to drum and learn at the same time. To everyone who has a dream, I hope my story shows how even though people have struggles or disabilities,